This is Dr. Kavian with Virginia Medical Updates. One of the most interesting books that I've read in the past few years is the book called Peak by Professor Erickson and Robert Poole. This book is a book that I believe will define an era. So I believe that if you think about the success and achieving peak performance, we all think that it is basically some hours of practice and some degree of training and some focus, and people will get to where they want to get. Professor Erickson, over the past 30 years, has studied highest achieving individuals. And the results of his 30-year analysis and study is astounding. It turns out that in 1973, the letter pi, the numerical value of which is 3.14159 and then infinity after that, was memorized up to 511 digits. Today the record is held by an Indian gentleman with 70,000 digits memorized. The marathon record at the turn of the last century is now about 30% less than what it was in the turn of the last century. So it turns out that people's achievements have really been unbelievable. We are the same people, the same genetic pool, but people are able to do more astounding and amazing things. And Dr. Erickson has been studying this phenomenon. It turns out that he has a method that he outlines that's called deliberate practice. And he outlines how is it that violinists, musicians, chess players are able to achieve these astounding achievements without difficulty and without any lapse, and are able to continue to improve. The most important thing about his studies are that they basically are able to document from a neuropsychological point of view what happens. You know that, for example, the stages in studying, the stages in hard work, the kind of feedback that we need to achieve in any field is very specific. And Dr. Erickson has meticulously researched all of these, and he has accumulated this whole amount of knowledge and an amazing methodology in actually a very fun and a very interesting and lively book. I highly recommend this book for everyone who wants to understand how genius works and how is it that each and every one of us can begin to, at any age, explore some of these innate potentials. This book is not a self-help book. It is not a flimsy book. It is a significant landmark study that really will be a book that will be taught for years to come. And Professor Erickson's research is really paradigm shifting. If there was a paradigm before him, there's definitely a paradigm after him. And he has basically redrawn the landscape on how genius develops. I highly recommend his book called Peak, which is a survey and summation of 30 years of significant work. How do great violinists become great violinists? How do great gymnasts become great gymnasts? How do amazing chess grandmasters dominate the scene of the chess? And how is it that other people that have tried very hard have failed, even though they put hours and resources towards this? And the other question he raises is the question of motivation. What motivates people? And so therefore, his work is in a real sense groundbreaking. I highly recommend this book. I've used this book with a lot of my patients, and I believe that people have found this book to be very, very useful. And I think parents should read the book, and I believe that every individual like myself who wants to be able to do something different and do better in any field can stand to benefit a lot from this book. The book is Peak by Professor Erickson and Robert Poole, and I highly recommend it. Thank you.